can start streaming. So just give it a moment to settle, make sure it's working as intended. It told me that my stream settings were bad, but they were all at the recommended settings, so I don't know what was causing that. In any event, I've restarted pretty much everything, and hopefully that will solve the problem. I'm just waiting to find out. No one is here, so I'm talking to myself, but that's normal. That's what I do. Stream configuration good. I can live with that. Okay, I will post then and see where the wind takes me. So everything is functional. I'll get my dashboard up. We'll load up Super Star Wars here. Just make sure that my options are set correctly. Difficulty brave. Games are hard enough as it is. I want these as my controls. Adjust my keyboard. Alright. Well, I guess let's get started. Pretty predictable. The games are just the exact same storyline as the movies. It's pretty straightforward, although they do take some pretty big liberties with the way that the story is presented. It's pretty old. It's from the old arcade era where everything was much simpler in video games and they didn't have to make sense. It was also during the era when scrolling text was basically unreadable because Mode 7. I'm pretty sure that this is the same text scroll as the first movie. Yeah, okay. Nope. Something terrible has happened. Why would... Okay. I don't know what happened, but my emulator died on me. So I'm gonna try this again. Okay, everything is still set up the way I want it, so I'm gonna get started this time. I don't think I can actually skip this, strangely enough. Yes, episode 4. We all know this. Yeah, not skippable. The first Super Star Wars game is a little bit weird in that aspect, in that it had some kind of weird holdovers from the really old arcade era. Unskippable cutscenes. What else? There was something else I was going to say. I can't remember what it was. I'll remember it once I get to Empire Strikes Back. I won't be playing these games through entirely. I'm just kind of giving a sense of what they were like. I figured I would start here because this is pretty much the first Star Wars game I remember playing as a kid. Me and my brother would rent all 3 of these games quite often and do all we could to beat them, but usually those attempts were pretty futile. These games are notoriously difficult. Yes, now I can skip that cutscene. I have to watch the text scroll, but I can skip all the other cutscenes, strangely enough. What are my controls here? What is even going on? My controls are not correct. I don't have an attack button for some reason. Okay. What went wrong? That is what happened. My controls were not configured properly. YD. Okay. Now I should have proper controls. Yes, there we go. That is much better. So there are some pretty big liberties taken with the franchise and the story. I don't quite remember this part of the movie, but you know, gotta eat them quarters for a game that doesn't take quarters. Arcade mentality and all. Giant scorpions. See, the thing about these games that makes them so just heartbreakingly difficult is the fact that the enemy respawn rate is absolutely bonkers crazy. Like as soon as you go off screen, even a tiny bit from like an enemy spawn point, an enemy will spawn pretty much right on top of you, and anything is damage. You don't have invincibility frames. It's very, very frustrating. A lot of things drop hearts. Oh dear God. But you tend to lose a lot of health in the process. I used to be a lot better at this. Oh, I went too far backwards. Another scorpion spawned. Dear God. This was also... There's a few I guess comfortable upgrades that they introduced in the other Super Star Wars games that this one didn't have. Namely, you don't have the double jump, which comes in Empire Strikes Back, and you can't run while shooting, which also happens in Empire Strikes Back. Being able to run and shoot at the same time is really, really helpful, and I think this game kind of loses a lot because of that. It's been a while since I've played this. This is not Super Metroid. I cannot angle my shots up and down with the L and R buttons. So now we fight the Sarlacc Pit, who, yeah, is a little odd. This was 1992. It was a simpler time. A little more active than in the movie, too. I don't remember the Sarlacc Pit rising up and trying to swallow Boba Fett whole like this. Although the special edition did add that weird thing inside of it. But this game existed long before the special editions came out. First boss of the game, pretty easy. I mean, for this game standards, anyway. Some of the later bosses are insanely difficult. Yes, guts, glory. I remember having a lot of trouble with this game. This one in particular, as a kid. Empire Strikes Back, I think, is the hardest. But Return of the Jedi... Well, Return of the Jedi we actually owned. I actually have a physical cartridge of it somewhere. But I never found it all that difficult. Oh, that's right. The completely insane steering mechanics of the land speeder. This is part of the reason why I didn't like this game so much as a kid, is because this stage, the land speeder level in this stage is kind of hard. We need to kill 9 Jawas who are throwing thermal detonators at us. Once again, everything hurts you. You don't have invincibility frames. You bounce off of everything. A lot of things drop health, but... And then there is the absolute horrible steering of this thing, in which you can only steer left. You can strafe around, but you can't steer left and right unless you are boosting, which is a weird system. I don't know why they went with this. I guess it's slightly more realistic, but the land speeder in the movies didn't have any. I mean, it had the boosters, but we never saw them use them. Oh, that's right, I have fuel as well, and if you run out of fuel, then you lose. I shouldn't be boosting that much. And of course, Jawas just bump into me. Oh, I'm dead. But, like I said... Oh no, it doesn't save progress, never mind. I thought it did. That is wishful thinking on my part. You get multiple lives, but you still have to do everything in one run. I can't remember if the other games changed that. I don't think they did. Now, I believe that is fuel. Yes. I thought they were damage. A reasonable assumption. Yeah, I'm pretty sure C-3PO would be like losing his mind at this point if this was actually going on. And also, it seems really strange that Luke would just... He'd find out that these Jawas stole the droids, and he would just go out of his way to murder all of them. Oh, I'm dead again. And I hate this land speeder level. Also, I'm pretty sure the pits, if you touch them, are also damage, just like everything else. Oh, and yeah, if you're not using your boosters and you press forward, you angle downward, so your shots are actually pointed at the ground. So it just makes everything more difficult. They really went out of their way to make this game hard for reasons I don't quite understand. LucasArts back in the day, man. Oh yeah, pits are damage, that is for sure. But yet slamming against the ground is not damage, for some reason. Oh, something hits me from behind, which I can't even see. Okay, we're good. We have almost full fuel. I think we're okay. We've killed all the Jawas we need, so I can just fly toward the sandcrawler. I thought I was going to die there. Speaking of things that we don't recognize from the movies, here's some more of Luke Skywalker slaughtering Jawas. I'm pretty sure that this is as far as I got, like, legitimately as a kid. because getting any further points, getting any further than this is actually quite a feat. Oh yes, I forgot. I can jump higher if I hold up before I jump. I do the little spin jump. Big heart. Don't get me wrong, these games are a lot of fun. Like, they're really good platformers, and they're hard as nuts. But they did kind of go a little overboard, and especially if you're a Star Wars fan, you're thinking, oh hey, this will be interesting to see, and then find out it's just unrelenting. I remember playing this level a lot, but I think that's only because if you fall off anywhere while you're climbing up the sandcrawler, you don't like fall back and then die. You fall back down to the bottom of the sandcrawler and you have to climb up again. And of course, all the enemies respawn. Which is to say, a lot of enemies respawn because this game is really enemy happy. Oh my god, this sandcrawler. Asshole enemies throw thermal detonators at you on tiny platforms. You don't get invincibility frames, but you do get nudged around every time you get hit and turn a bright shade of yellow, or orange I should say. Oop. I am going to die. Nope, I'm just going to fall all the way back down. That Jawa seems to reliably drop the point bonus, although the points are basically useless. Oh my god. Oh, I can just jump to that platform without... Some of the jumping physics are a little wonky. They're better in future games because, like I said, as soon as you get the double jump that they introduce in Empire Strikes Back, it makes all the difference. Also, as if it wasn't bad enough that damage just pushes you around. Oop. The damage, it's not bad enough that damage pushes you around, it's that if something is exploding and it takes like multiple frames to explode, you will get damaged by any of those frames until the explosion disappears. So you can easily get hit multiple times from an explosion. Somehow I have held on to life. Although I don't imagine that will go much longer. Give me that heart. The Star Wars games go really nuts with power-ups too. Like, you're expected to pick up a lot of power-ups throughout the game, which makes sense. Old-timey platformer and all. I could have used that health sword. Makes my life bar a little bit longer, although it doesn't actually put any more health into it, so it's not that useful. Oh my god, that was close. I did not want to have to climb the sandcrawler again. I feel like I used to be so much better at this. Oh. Give me that heart, yes. Oh, well, okay. Those guns do a lot of damage. Oh dear. And since I have to use a continue, I don't get a checkpoint. Oh, I do get a checkpoint. What? Wow, game. Taking it easy on me, are you? But I lose my blaster upgrade. Oh. Why are there so many turrets on the top of this sandcrawler? Oh, there. No boss in that level, just get into the sandcrawler. Although now you have to fight your way through the sandcrawler. Murder even more Jawas. Yeah, if the difficulty of the game hadn't scared you by now, this is the point in the game where you would probably lose your mind. Oh, also there's a timer, like Sonic, that if you take too long, you just lose. Oh yes, I picked up a thermal detonator, which kills everything on the screen. Yeah. This level is pretty bad for difficulty. It's not so bad now, but the boss just makes it absolutely insane. You enter into like tight corridors like this. You have to do platforming to reach the boss, and then the lava on the ground, because there's lava at the bottom of a sandcrawler, apparently, will kill you in a single hit if you touch it. So, yeehaw. They also went for that kind of faux 3D effect, and it makes some of the platforming a little bit wonky. That fire is going to hurt me. So you're trying to do like precision platforming with a jump that really does not feel precise whatsoever. The other games are better, I promise. This one kind of set the stage, and oh, that's another thing. Enemies can still hurt you even after they die. Like that thing that exploded. The shrapnel will also hurt you if you touch it. Oh, I'm dead. Got shot in the head. So much for that. No checkpoint. I have just about had it with these Star Wars. Oh dear God. You can get multiple health swords, and you can eventually get a life bar that reaches like more than halfway across the screen, which is kind of strange when you think about it, because why wasn't it like that in the first place? It would be really nice to have a life bar that was actually useful. The blaster upgrades are also pretty good. You can get multiple of them, and the more you get, the more they upgrade your blaster. So I've got the flame upgrade, which is the first level, or the second level rather. First level is just the normal laser. Oh my God. Naturally the fire pushes you as well. If I had the next level of blaster, this would be quite a bit easier. Oh my God. Stand too close on one side, I get hit by fire. Stand too close to the other side, I get hit by shrapnel. Welcome to the Super Star Wars games. Oh, I don't know what happened there. That's infuriating. Why is this hallway so long? I have no memory of this hallway being this long. I'm not going to tempt the fire. I'm going to let it go first. Oh, and if you hit your head, oh, right, these things which you have to slide through, but it never quite works correctly because you still take damage from them. There we go. Getting through these green bars is quite a challenge, I have to say. I'm pretty sure you can't destroy them. Oh, there we go. It worked that time, for some reason. Oh, but I got shot by a laser. Oh, this game. Well, I got a checkpoint at least. But the regular laser is actually slightly better in this case because it bounces off the walls. It doesn't do that in all levels, but it does that in some of them. But it does the least amount of damage, and that doesn't help. It also can't shoot through walls. The hit detection can be a little bit weird sometimes too. Okay. Yeah, falling platform onto spikes. Awesome. Yeah. Totally gonna die again, because I don't remember how to play this game. Man, oh man. Alright. I think I've about had it with Super Star Wars. With this one, anyway. We are going to change gears a little bit. So, Super Star Wars was pretty successful. And things went pretty well for LucasArts and GVC, I think, is the company that made these. And they made a sequel a year later, Super Empire Strikes Back. I need to adjust my controls. Yes, that is what I want. They also added the password feature. The first game did not have passwords. You had to complete it in a single sitting. Yes. As if everything else about the game wasn't as insane enough for you, you had to complete Super Star Wars in one sitting. There were no passwords. Thankfully, they decided to change that for Empire Strikes Back because, well, probably because the game is that much more difficult. I can skip the text scroll this time. Text scroll is the same as it is in Empire Strikes Back. And the story is too, really. Mode 7. I don't know if that's Mode 7 or not. I don't think it is. But it looks fancy. The power of the Super Nintendo. Yeah. Alright, so Empire Strikes Back came around. Obviously, Luke has his lightsaber in this. He also gets the ability to change weapons between his lightsaber and blaster, which is a pretty cool little feature. So yeah, lightsaber. They really focused a lot on making the game just play better. The lightsaber has a specific move set. You can block projectiles. You can just swing wildly. But probably my favorite feature is the fact that you get a double jump. And if you double jump while holding a lightsaber, you are pretty much damaged always. Which in this game, you want to be that at all times, pretty much. Because if you are not damaging things, you are not getting health, and you are dying. Pretty much most enemies will drop health. So it's basically just go head first into everything and kill it to get health. There are also tauntauns. The sprites are a little bit improved. It won't take long. The tauntaun, however, lacks a double jump. It makes lightsabering much more frustrating, so yeah, you usually switch over to the blaster for this. The plus side is that the tauntaun has more health than you. Nope, thermal detonator. Oh, another one. Once again, thermal detonators just destroy everything on the screen. You have to use them after a certain amount of time, though, or they will use themselves. Oh my god, what is happening? They really went pretty crazy with the enemies. Oh, exploding platforms. I can't get that hard. Oh dear. Yep, spikes are instant death. For Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker. I actually think there are invisible platforms there to save you if you do fall. But, again, they're invisible platforms. How much help are they going to be? You've probably seen me do it a couple times, but you can dismount your Tauntaun. It can also die. If your Tauntaun dies, you do not get another one. You just have to... You have to keep going through the level as plain old Luke, which isn't really too much of a hindrance. I think the Tauntaun is useful for a few jumps later in the level, but it's not strictly necessary. It also just has more health, which is nice. Which in this game is a blessing. Nope. Because there is damage everywhere. Oh yeah, check out that slowdown. Everything wants to kill you in Star Wars land. Oh god. Run away from the boars. The other thing to note about these games is that the... Oh, you gotta love blind jumps. Another thing about these games is that the platforms are actually quite slippery. God, no checkpoints. Alright. Yeah, just being around is slippery. Not necessarily your controls are slippery, but every time something touches you, it bumps you. And it'll push you a little bit. And trying to do precision platforming while things are swooping down at you and throwing projectiles at you becomes incredibly irritating. Somehow my Tauntaun is almost dead already. I don't even know how that happened. No. Tauntaun, you must live. Oh no. If you get off your Tauntaun, you can also shoot it, and it will do damage. Friendly fire is on. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that to this adorable creature and it's all its majesty. Nope. Tauntaun's dead. Better bust out the lightsaber. Oh yeah, there's also hidden secrets a lot in this game. They hit a lot of stuff. Mostly just secret power-ups. They'll just be invisible somewhere on the map. A lot of the big health hearts will be hidden on the map in various places. If you know where they are, they can make the levels a lot easier. If you don't know where they are, like pretty much every other player in the world, then Oh, missed that jump. Too slippery. And death. Oh boy. I've heard people say that Return of the Jedi is the hardest of the games, but I really think Empire Strikes Back takes the cake. I think Empire Strikes Back is way harder. I have never once beaten this game legitimately. I can at least say that I've beaten Return of the Jedi legitimately once. But not this one. Oh my god. You cannot go through enemies. They push you always. So if something jumps, it takes you with it. Same with its projectiles. You really feel like you're not in complete control at all times, which for a platformer isn't the best. I don't know. Tauntaun away. Yo, health, health. Need the health. Yes. I guess just finding out where the invisible power-ups are is pretty much just trial and error. Once you figure them out, then it makes the level easier. But again, the outdated live system, so it's just... Oh... Stupid hedgehog. Why are you shooting at me? Please stop. Oh, I did it again. I am so bad at these. Well, if you get a game over, you can try again, or game over. Whatever you pick changes what Yoda says. Thanks, Yoda. Alright, I'll try it one more time. I would like to get to at least the second level, because there is ice caves. I guess I could look up a password or something, but... Some of the levels and some of the boss fights are really fun. Like, this game has the vehicle section of the Battle of Hoth, and it's quite a bit of fun. It's hard, as you would expect, but it's a lot of fun. It also has the well, I think the first one did too. It has the section where you play in the asteroid field as like first person from the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon's turret, and you have to shoot down TIE fighters. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't remember if I actually bothered playing through this level with the Tauntaun or not. I think most of the time I just abandoned him and went solo Luke. But really, the only thing that's killing me here are the platforming, because I can't see where I'm jumping. Maybe I'll just abandon him when I get there. Or he'll just die. That also works. Thanks, game. Oh my god, I am not going to survive this. I feel like the Tauntaun has a better grip, too. Oh, man, slippery platforms. Oh, that hedgehog. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Let's see. Cheat. What are the cheat codes? Let's get to something interesting. Han Solo at Hoth Base. HDPPLL. Try a more interesting level. And then I can show off the password section, I suppose. H D P P L L. Yes. We get Darth Vader talking to us. So we get to play as Han Solo. He's pretty cool. Han is pretty great in Empire Strikes Back because he starts with a level 2 blaster. He starts with the flame upgrade. I think Chewbacca does too, although I may be misremembering that. Also, instead of sliding, Han Solo rolls in his roguish way. Oh yeah, so we got a blaster upgrade, so now we have Seeker Missiles. Seeker Missiles are pretty great because they seek out the enemies. They don't do a ton of damage, but you can literally just stand still and they will hurt enemies. Yeah, the roll goes pretty far. Also, for whatever reason, in this level, pretty much this level exclusively, they programmed it so that when you shoot the ground, you leave like little craters, and you can do that to pretty much like any of the ground pieces for the rest of the level. It makes it so that everything is really chaotic and there's a ton of explosions on screen, pretty much always. Even more so than usual. Nope. Nope, there's nothing here except more shields. Get out. Roll does not work on elevators. Remember that. No, everything hurts you. Oh, that's right. Han has grenades. Han doesn't get to switch weapons, but he can throw grenades, which explode and do damage. Nope, can't go that way. Although sometimes there are secrets hidden in corners of... Empty corners are usually hiding secrets. That is what this game taught me. But this game still holds quite a few improvements over the first one, namely that there is... Oh, can't use seeker missiles on that one. I have to shoot it manually. I don't know what these are. But you can't run out of time in a level anymore. You just have infinite time. I think they figured out that was just a stupid mechanic. More grenades, which I am not using at all. There are some hidden power-ups. I was hoping for another blaster upgrade. But seeker missiles are really one of the better ones. The next level of upgrade isn't as good, I find. It's a lot faster, and more chaotic if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, here we go. It's the ion blaster. It bounces off of walls if I can find a wall that it bounces off of. No, I guess not. I guess there's none in Hoth base. Echo base, excuse me. But it's super fast. It does more damage than the seeker missiles. Shrapnel hurts you. I remember those flying stormtroopers from the movie. Health, please. Even blowing up boxes is dangerous because there's shrapnel. Get out. Oh. That thing is definitely going to kill me. I don't even know what that thing is supposed to be. Dark Trooper, maybe? It's a little mini-boss, I guess. They're also really hard. They show up several times in the game, from what I remember, or maybe it's just this level. Yeah. Unfortunately, the screen is locked until we beat these guys, so... Man, oh man. And I don't have any grenades. I don't start with any. That guy didn't drop health. Blaster upgrade. Yes. Oh, and grenades. Thank you. That's exactly what I need, because it's time for a boss. A really annoying boss. Man. Try to get him with grenades. Didn't work. Of course, it's going to make me fight these guys again. Really, if you had invincibility frames after you got hit, it would make all the difference. But since you don't, it's just... Oh, I got hit. Or I'm in the line of fire. Or I'm rubbing up against an enemy. And then you're just dead. That's no good, game. No good. Oh, Yoda's making me feel bad. Yes. This was before the games were smart enough to figure that out. Also, as if to mock you, all of the high scores are set to the highest difficulty level. Of course. Not that the score really means anything, but... Alright, so that's 2 of them down. 1 left. This is the one that my family actually owned. For whatever reason, we found a cartridge of this, of Return of the Jedi. And so I played this one a lot. I got to know this one pretty well. It also has Salicious Crumb on the start menu laughing at you. Somewhere in my parents' house there is still a cartridge of this game. And a faded yellow Super Nintendo. I guess they're spoiling some stuff here. So, Super Return of the Jedi came out 1994. Oh, need to make sure my controls are acceptable. Yeah. So yeah, I played through the beginning of this game more times than I can remember, so I am pretty familiar with it. As always, the story is the same, but the story that the games choose to tell is not the same. Whoop. Okay then. Down is not jump. There we go. For some reason they give you another land speeder platforming level first. Thank God, however, it is much, much easier than the one at the beginning of the first Super Star Wars. Oh, ow. Rocks hurt. For the longest time when I played this as a kid, I didn't think these were rocks. I thought they were Jawas. And they were just standing immobile. And you crashed into them and rubbed on them and took damage. I am fully aware that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but, you know. So yeah, you just need to progress in the stage far enough until you win. They also totally spoil the surprise that the bounty hunter at the beginning of the movie is Leia. Because you can play as her, as in the bounty hunter outfit. But yeah, you get a level select screen. Strangely enough, there was no level, or not a level select screen, character select. There was no character selecting in Empire Strikes Back, but there was in the first Super Star Wars. They brought it back for Return of the Jedi. So yeah, Luke's moveset is pretty much the same as it was. He has Force powers now. A whole bunch of different ones. Really, the one that we want to use is Force Heal. So it makes playing as Luke a little bit more bearable. He's also got the double jump. And actually I think all characters do. I'm getting it mixed up with Lego Star Wars, where only Jedi can double jump. I don't even know what happened there. Also, a perfect example of asshole level design is there's this little platform here that drops spikes, but sometimes it drops a big heart. Why? I don't know. It just does. Oh dear, I have fallen very far. The thing I like about this first level is that it actually doesn't punish you that much for falling. It just makes you play through more of the level. Come on, give me a heart. That's what I like to see. If you know the secrets of this level, it makes playing it a lot easier, which I guess could be said for most of the levels in this game. Oh yeah, another thing that they added. If you find an R2-D2, he acts as a checkpoint. So it's no longer just wondering if you hit one or not. This is another new power-up that they added. It's a little shield of things that, if they hit enemies, they do damage. Oh. I really don't remember this from the beginning of Return of the Jedi. Luke fighting the giant purple praying mantis. Let's play as Leia. Why not? Leia is similar to Luke. You only get to play as her in this costume at the beginning of the game. Which is a shame, because this is probably the most useful that she is. She's got the same double jump spin attack, which is super useful. She is purely melee, though. Oop. I'm just gonna ignore him. I think she can deflect. She can block. Yeah. She doesn't get force powers, but she can block. Oh. That's not good. Everything wants you dead. Oh. Okay. So basically what you want to do in this level is go up and to the right. You're climbing up to Jabba's palace, so you want to stay as high as possible. It's the rule of Sonic. You want to take the high path. And slaughter Jawas. 4:30 to slaughter Jawas every day. Everything wants to kill me. I wish I used to remember the easy way through this level, because there was... Oh, I remember this part. Is this death? Oh. No, that was one up. I'll take it. But there's a place in this level that has a speed power-up, which makes you go like super, super fast. Oh god, I have to climb up. so I have to go back. Oh, that's death. Okay, I'll go back to Luke. But there used to be a speed power-up somewhere in the level, somewhere near the beginning, and you get that power-up, and you just jump and press right, and eventually you get somewhere you want to be. And then from there, you're pretty close to the boss, and then you basically win. It's pretty great. The only thing that sucks is that the boss for this level is really unfriendly for melee characters. Well, granted, pretty much every boss in the game is unfriendly to melee characters, but... Oh, why did that happen? Oh. Oh, God. That is the worst possible thing that could have happened. I hit a checkpoint at the bottom of the map. So now I have to climb up. While this mosquito droid follows me. Take me somewhere good, flying manta ray. Yep. Oh, I should use my force power to heal myself. Yeah. The weird thing about the force heal is that you get diminishing returns the more that you use it. Like, the less force power you have, the less heal you get out of it. Oh, and here's the boss. Remember that thing that talks to C-3PO and R2-D2 at the beginning of Return of the Jedi? It's that. It's a little bigger than I remember, and a bit more violent. I guess I could Force Saber. I can throw my lightsaber and do damage. Take that. Yes. Really doesn't do that much damage, unfortunately. Yeah, I never really figured out how to beat this boss as Luke. Oh. Whoops. I kind of stood there for that one. But thankfully, we hit a checkpoint, so... it's time to bust out Chewie. Alright, Chewie. It's up to you to save the day. Chewie has a blaster. If you don't shoot the smaller things, they'll shoot projectiles at you, so... yeah, if you use Chewie, this boss fight's really easy. Oop. Oh, and Chewie has the spin ability. It recharges. Oop. Yeah, keep doing that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, bosses have a lot of health. I don't know if different bosses have more or less health than others, but I think it might just be that some bosses are easier to kill than others. You get more opportunities to hit them. Hey, I beat a level. So now that we're back to getting through a level, it's back to Luke. if we fall in those pits, I think we die. This level is weird because it just makes you fight an arbitrary amount of guys until it lets you progress. I've never really understood how it works. Oh no. That guy had me in the headlock. I seem to remember Luke making a very vibrant entrance to Jabba's palace. Not subtle at all or anything. No. Where's my heal? Oh, no, can't progress. Someone's still alive. See, that's the thing that weirds me out, is that it just... I have to kill a certain enemy, but then enemies respawn while I'm doing it. There we go. Enemies have way too much health. But like I said, the solution to most problems is to just double jump with Luke and rub up against enemies until they die. Then you'll usually get the health from them as well. I do like that those guys throw chairs at you, though. That's a nice touch. Detonators are pretty good for clearing the screen. Squid face. Oh sure, walk away from me. Then fight the mini rancors. So the strategy for this guy, oh, he teleports around and shoots projectiles at you. You can deflect them back at him. So you generally want to do that. The only problem is doing that takes a really long time to beat him. He also likes to teleport on top of you. So you still take damage. Asshole level design. And he can just walk through you whenever he feels like it. So yeah, as you can see, the lower my force power is, the less I get out of the heal. And bosses have way too much health. I don't think there's any power-ups in the boss arena either, naturally. Oop. Well, I guess we can give it a shot with Chewie. Try and cheese the boss as much as we can. The only problem is there's not a checkpoint that's closer. So I guess we take a little bit of damage. Why aren't you spinning? I'm sure there's a lot of like Wookiee puns I could be doing here, but I don't feel like it. Nope. Ugh. Projectiles are too hard to dodge. And then he just... really is just luck-based gameplay. There is some amount of skill involved, I suppose. Nope. Chewie, no. Yep. Once again, all the high scores are in the highest difficulty, and they are even higher than they were in Empire Strikes Back. We get three attempts to try again, or we can just go game over. I think I might actually... oh, no. That's right. That's a different emulator. I had a save state, but I don't in this one. Game over. The Emperor laughs at us. Well, that was the Super Star Wars games. That was a pretty big piece of my childhood. Played these games a lot when I was young. I haven't decided what I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Probably something arcadey. Yeah. We can watch the demo play the Rancor boss fight, which is also incredibly difficult. It helps when you have invincibility turned on, Mr. Demo. Cheaty. But yeah, these are pretty good games. I would recommend them. I wouldn't recommend them if you don't enjoy bashing your head against a wall, because that's going to happen a lot. They're incredibly hard, but yeah, they're still fun. There are probably better Star Wars games, though, and hopefully we'll get to them eventually. But until then, good night, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.